An intense dispute between Paul McCartney and his fellow Beatles pushed him toward an unexpected musical collaboration, one that saw him drumming on a Steve Miller track. After clashing with John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr, McCartney sought a way to release his frustration. His solution was to play loud and hard in the studio, and it was there that he crossed paths with guitarist and Steve Miller Band frontman Steve Miller. During these sessions, McCartney contributed to one of Miller's songs under the alias Paul Ramon. His daughter, Mary McCartney, later explained that this collaboration followed an argument about Alan Klein, whom the other three Beatles had proposed as their new manager after Brian Epstein's death. McCartney strongly opposed the idea, which left him isolated and angry. McCartney later described the fallout in the Beatles anthology. He explained that after a heated confrontation, the rest of the band left, leaving him behind at the studio. At that moment, Steve Miller happened to appear, asking whether the space was available. McCartney recalled that he told Miller the room was now free, which prompted Miller to ask if he could use it. That chance meeting led McCartney to play drums on Miller's song My Dark Hour. He remembered channeling his anger into the recording, saying the session gave him something to thrash out and helped purge the emotions stirred up by the conflict. The two musicians ended up completing the track together, just the two of them, and McCartney admitted that he came away thinking it was a solid recording. He later shared a similar recollection with his biographer Barry Miles. According to McCartney, Miller had been working late into the night at the same studio and casually walked in, asking if he could use the space. McCartney, still fuming from what he described as a fierce argument with the others, offered to join him on drums. He explained that it took only a few minutes of conversation to unload his frustrations before they launched into the session. That night, he and Miller recorded My Dark Hour, with McCartney throwing himself into the drumming, adding what he later admitted was an excess of aggressive fills. The two worked into the early hours, with McCartney not only drumming, but also handling guitar, bass, and backing vocals. In retrospect, he considered the result a surprisingly strong track. Mary McCartney later echoed this view in an interview with GQ. She recalled her mother introducing her to the song her father had played on years earlier, describing how he had taken on multiple roles, drums, guitar, bass, and backing vocals, under the pseudonym Paul Ramon. She explained that it was recorded at Olympic Studios in London in late 1969, following a fierce disagreement with the other Beatles about Klein. According to her, after the rest of the group had departed, Miller entered the room and invited her father to join him on the track he was recording. She said that while the drumming was impressive, what stood out most was how clearly it reflected the tension her father had been trying to release.